This is the Morning Shower.
Brought to you by Late Night Hump.
Let the news wash over you.
With Jordan Freed,
Brendan O'Brien,
and Reena Ezra.
These are your ShowerHead Lines.
So much for the Tampa Bay mayor's order requiring masks at Super Bowl parties. Throngs of mostly maskless fans took to the streets and packed sports bars as the clock inside Raymond James Stadium ticked down on a hometown Super Bowl win for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But then again, when in history have pirates ever followed the rules?
New research shows that some sperm cells are ruthless manipulators that will literally poison their competition in the race to fertilize an egg. Researchers from the Max Planck Institute for Molecular Genetics in Berlin have determined that the sperm cells with a particular DNA sequence known as the T haplotype are able to disable sperm without the T haplotype. After all, we live in a world of cutthroat dicks who it turns out may have emerged from dicks with cutthroat sperm too.
As we all know, Toys R Us filed for bankruptcy in September of 2017. However, they still had a couple of store locations open, but that has now come to an end. Their store at the Garden State Plaza in Paramus, New Jersey closed this past week according to True Kids, the new entity formed when it acquired Toys R Us's intellectual property during its liquidation in 2018. But don't you worry, there's still hope. Toddlers are taking to Reddit to hold the line and teach Wall Street investors a lesson. It's time to resurrect Toys R Us.
Turkish authorities are investigating the appearance of a mysterious monolith in southeastern Turkey. It was the third such monolith found mysteriously without origin on our Earth, or as bowlers would call it, a turkey.
A man was killed Saturday evening after shrapnel from an exploding cannon used at a baby shower in Michigan struck him. The cannon, which was purchased at an auction by the homeowner, allegedly exploded and struck Evan Thomas Silva, 26 of Heartland, who was standing 10 to 15 feet away. This news story will be great cannon fodder for future husbands who don't want to go to baby showers when their partners say, "Come on, we have to go to the shower. What's the worst that could happen?"
Firefighters worked to extinguish a pair of manhole fires early Monday morning in Brooklyn. The fires on Bedford Avenue in Midwood, which broke out around 2:30 a.m., were among several reported across New York City. Authorities aren't sure what's causing fire to literally erupt from these holes in the ground, but I suspect it's Adam Sandler dropping teasers for Little Nicky 2.
A wallet lost in Antarctica in the 1960s was returned to a California man. 53 years later, the 91-year-old San Diego man has the billfold back, along with mementos of his 13-month assignment as a Navy meteorologist on Antarctica in the 1960s. It was a relief for the veteran who, for the last 50 years, had his assets frozen.
Another Puppy Bowl is in the books, and the underdogs of Team Rough triumphed over Team Fluff. Both teams entered the game looking very buff, trading scuff for scuff in a game that was filled with lots of good stuff. This result is no bluff. You can huff and puff all you want, but at the end of the day, Rough had enough guff to show Fluff who was more tough.
A pelican that got blown off course and was rescued in chilly Connecticut has been flown back to its home of Florida, where he is recovering from pneumonia and frostbite. There have been no results on his COVID test, though, but let me tell you, he was not wearing a mask.
SpaceX is petitioning the FCC for cheaper mobile plans for low-income users through their mobile carrier Starlink. The filing also reveals that Starlink now has over 10,000 customers in the US and abroad, with the capacity for several million customers. It sounds like it's only a matter of time before we see a commercial for SpaceX's phone service. Houston, can you hear me now? Good.
Social media users have been captivated by the plight of a woman named Tessica Brown, her decision to use Gorilla Glue instead of hairspray, and a harrowing, month-long quest to undo a seemingly permanent hairstyle. It all started when Miss Brown ran out of her usual hairspray, got to be glued. In a pinch, she opted to use a different product she had on hand to finish off her hair, Gorilla Spray Adhesive, made by Gorilla Glue. Bad, bad, bad idea, she said in a TikTok posted last week that cautioned others against making the same mistake. After more than 15 washes, various treatments, and a trip to the emergency room, her hair still hadn't moved, capping off the greatest unnecessary advertisement for Gorilla Glue. After hurtling hundreds of millions of miles through space since last summer, 3 robotic explorers are ready to hit the brakes at Mars. The stakes and anxiety are sky high. The United Arab Emirates orbiter reaches Mars on Tuesday, followed less than 24 hours later by China's orbiter rover combo. NASA's rover, the Cosmic Caboose, will arrive on the scene a week later on February 18th to collect rocks for a return to Earth, a key step in determining whether life ever existed on Mars. It's funny though, we only call it a space race when America wins.
Thank you for showering with us.
Lather, rinse, repeat every day before noon.
Scrub-a-dub-dub at latenightHump.com.